All right, guys, we're going to talk about linked lists here for a second. So, first of all, thanks for taking the time to look at this stuff. Uh, and second of all, thanks for asking the questions on the forum that we set up. So, what I did is a couple different things, and we're going to talk through this. So, I copied each of these classes that you guys have to start with. So, the person class, the person list class, and then the person list tester. And the first thing I did is I put them into a BlueJ project called Abstract Data Types. So you can call that whatever you want, but just create a new class, copy the code, paste it in there, um, and you could do it that way. But the other thing I did, and I'm going to set this up so that you guys have a link to look at on the website. Um, so that you can get into a free Replit class. So I'm going to create a class for us on Replit, um, which is something I've already done for my intro class, but I didn't do it for you guys because we were just taking notes and stuff. So anyway, you're going to see an assignment that's going to have this starter code over in it. And basically what it has is the same three classes. Here's the person class, here's the person list class, and then here's the tester class, but I believe it has to be called main. And it has to have a main method just like you're seeing here. So what happens then is in here in Replit, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and once you click onto this assignment, you're going to click run, and now it's going to run through the main class. So what it's doing is it's creating a scanner, it's creating a person list, which is this default constructor in the person list class. So that's over here. Okay, so that person list right here is just making the first node equal to null. And then if I go back over to the main class, it's printing out enter a name for the list. Okay, so that's right down here inside the console, enter a name for the list. And what I'm doing is basically entering a name that I want added to the list. So right here it says that it's going to input whatever name I put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put Tom in there. Okay, so now we should assume that Tom is going to be added to the list. So while the name does not equal stop, it's going to take my list that we just created up here and add person in order, whatever name we just got. Okay, so then what it's going to do is output enter another name for the list or stop. Okay, so if we put in stop, it's going to stop adding names. So go ahead and it's going to input that next line. So if I put in another name like Rebecca, now Rebecca's in the list. And it's going to get, it's not stop, right? Rebecca does not equal stop. So then it's going to add Rebecca to the list. And so then if we put in Michael and we put in Riley, and just to kind of give you an idea here, we put in Aaron, okay? And then I'm just going to put in stop. So we should have all of these names in that list. And if you notice, this says add person in order. So when I hit return, it says the list of names is Aaron, Michael, Rebecca, Riley, and Tom. So it's not in the order that I entered them, okay? But it is in alphabetical order. Aaron came from before Rebecca, before Tom, okay? All right, so the while loop is done. It's printing out the list of names as my list. Then it's asking you to enter the name that we want to remove. Okay, this is commented out because you guys had the assignment to add your own remove method. So now what we could do is we can uncomment that and see if the remove method actually works. Okay, so for this running of this thing, it's not going to work. So let's try to remove Michael. Okay, so after removal, the list still has Michael in it because this is commented out. So we're not going to see that removed. But the idea here is we have this person class that just keeps track of a name of a person, okay? And it also keeps track of the next person in the list, the person that it's kind of linked to, so that we call that a linked list, okay? So I'm not going to go over that because I'm thinking you guys probably don't have questions on that. And then we have the person list class, like we looked at a second ago. All right. It has a first node. We said that that starts out as null. We're calling to this add person in order method with just the name. So when we add somebody in order, we look at current as being the first node, which is null, previous being null to start out with. And then this is in the notes, so I'm not going to go over it a whole lot unless you guys have more questions about it. So basically what this is doing is finding the correct position for the name that we're trying to add. So basically what it's doing is it's saying make previous equal to whatever current is, and then make current be the next person in the list. So it's going down the line and figuring out where this person, this name, should go according to what it's currently being pointed at in the list. Okay? And then we have a couple cases here. We're either going to add the person to the front, or we're going to make a new person, have it pointing at the current thing, and then point the previous thing to the new person. Okay? So I'm going pretty fast, but um, but hopefully it's making sense from the notes and from also seeing this. Okay? So your job right now is to try to add a remove method. So we have add person in order. Take a look at the notes that are on the website. Okay? Take a look at these notes. We kind of talk about how to remove from a list in the notes, and then go ahead and test it either in BlueJ or in Replit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an assignment in Replit, so you guys are going to be able to click on there to join the class. Then I can kind of see who is getting things done um, on Replit. So you could do your programming in BlueJ and then paste it over, or you could just do all your programming in Replit, whatever makes sense for you guys. Okay, so I know I was going through that pretty fast, and my voice is all raspy, I think, because of allergies, but hopefully this is a good thing for you guys to get started.